For our next section, we are going to learn how to measure angles. To measure angles, we are going to use a protractor. My protractor has a ruler on it, but your ones for school will look like that. Okay, on the protractor, it measures from 0 all the way until 180. You will notice about your protractor that it has both the outside and the inside numbers. Again, from 0 on the inside all the way to 180. We measure from the 0 that we will be opening our angle. So if we have an angle that is opening this direction, we use the inside 0. If we have an angle opening from this direction, we use the outside 0. Do not get confused between the two. Make sure you're following from the correct 0 and do not swap them around halfway. All right. To start, we are going to look at the angle I'm going to draw over here. Okay, so this line over here is the point we are going to place at our vertex. If we are going to use one of your school protractors, do you see this black line over here? That black line needs to be on your line. You need to then take the little cross and make sure your cross sits perfectly at your vertex, while the two black lines are sitting on top of each other. So when we measure this angle out, we can tell we need to start at this 0, as it is the 0 of the opening of the angle. If we follow closely, we see that it is past the 40. Now we need to count carefully, as our teacher will only allow it to be 1 or 2 degrees off. So we can state that this angle is 44 degrees. We will write triangle A, B, C. So triangle A, B, C equals 44 degrees. If you are given a obtuse angle, you will do the same method. You will place your protractor, the point, on the line. You will make sure your black line is sitting solid along the line that is at your baseline. You will follow again from the 0 of the opening of the angle. Do you see, if you follow from the 0, there is no opening to your angle. The angle needs to look like it's being opened. So we follow from 0 and we go all the way. And then we will zoom in. We can agree that our angle is sitting exactly on 130 degrees. So we will say angle DEF equals 330 degrees. If they ask you to classify this angle fully, you will say angle DEF is an obtuse angle. Okay. If we are given an angle that is a reflex angle, we have two methods we can use. The first method the first method we will use is to measure the inside of the angle. So method 1 measure inside angle. Okay, that's the first step. So you can turn your page around, you can take your protractor, and you can measure it as if it is an acute or obtuse angle. Now we will go from this side, as this is the opening of the angle. And we can agree that this angle is 141 degrees. Do you see it is just past the 140 mark? We are using the inside numbers this time. So we can agree that that is 141. So the inside angle equals 141 degrees. Step 2 will be to say 360 minus 141 degrees. So then we do the sum, 360 degrees minus 141. And we can conclude our angle will equal 219 degrees. Therefore, we will say, therefore, angle DCB equals 219 degrees. That is the first method. The second method will be to extend our line, to extend the straight line. Now, when doing this, you need to make sure your line is perfectly straight with the original line, else you will not get the same answer. Okay, so we can agree that this part is 180. Now we need to measure the acute angle to add it to our 180 degrees. So we can turn our page around because it's easier to read our protractor. You place it nicely on the vertex and on your straight line. You can see that we are now reading on the outside numbers, as this is the opening of the angle. We look and we see that it is 39 degrees. So now we will say 180 plus 39 degrees. Then we say 180 plus 39. 0 plus 9 is 9. 8 plus 3 is 11. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Therefore, we can say angle Therefore, we can say angle DCB equals 219 degrees. I prefer to use method 1, but you need to use the method that you feel comfortable with.